This homestand starts with the Marlins holding a piece of first place in the East. Feeling good, looking good, and playing, well, playing great. 2 of 3 in Philly always helps. Marching into town, the Braves, who are just 2 games back themselves. The Braves get their first look at Marlins Park. Even Uggs is excited. Tonight, Marlins and Braves.
Back home in Miami, the Marlins were in Philly for 3, took 2 of 3 from the Phillies, and now a nice long homestand opens with the Atlanta Braves. The Marlins at 31-23, the Braves at 29-25, and it seems like it's going to be this way all year long as we get ready for baseball back home at Marlins Park. And the Marlins come back with a piece of first place. The Nationals and the Marlins atop the East. The Mets have fallen a half back, but the Braves are just 2 back, and the Phillies are 4 back. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz along with Tommy Hutton. Welcome to Miami. It feels like it's going to be this way the entire year. Everybody over 500 and everybody in the race.
Yeah, I think it's good to get into the division and play some games. The Marlins swept the Nationals the last time we were here at Marlins Park. Went on and took 2 out of 3 from the Philadelphia Phillies. So now it's back staying in the division with the Braves. Good to play the teams in your own division.
Marlins took 2 of 3 from the Phillies, and they did it without any Giancarlo Stanton bombs. They did it with a couple guys who are red hot right now. That's Jose Reyes and Hanley Ramirez, the left side of the infield.
They have been on fire. Jose Reyes right now with a 14-game hitting streak. And I tell you what, during that hitting streak, he's been on a tear. Hanley Ramirez, the same thing. Let's see. Let's tell you about Jose. 6 for 12 in Philadelphia. How about that? Hanley Ramirez, since May 21st, Hanley's hitting .420, has 21 hits. Both have played spectacular defense. They're doing everything you love to see the left side of an infield do. They're having fun doing it, too. There's Jose Reyes during that 14-game streak, hitting .373, 6 out of 6 in stolen bases. But look at that, 7 of 13 with runners in scoring position.
I can honestly say that the pitching matchup features guys who, if you ask baseball players, have great stuff. The only problem is the record against each other favors the Braves in this one. Anibal Sanchez has electric stuff, has had a good year, but he has not had a lot of success against the Braves.
It's really unusual with the kind of stuff that Sanchez has. He's 6-11 against Atlanta. And the uglier number, he's 0-5 in his last 6 starts against the Braves. He's a better pitcher than that. On the other hand, Tim Hudson, the veteran, coming off surgery on a herniated disc, he's been pitching pretty well, but not the last couple of starts. He's 11-4 in his career against the Fish.
Braves get their first look at Marlins Park. Marlins and Braves meet for just the 3rd time. It's game 1 of a 3-game series. You ready to go? Well, so are we.
Ready to go. Let's head out to center field. Craig Minervini, Jeff Conine. Gentlemen.
All right, Rich, thank you, and good evening again, everybody. With Jeff Conine here, the Marlins start a 9-game homestand. And after a rough month, April, in particular here at home, where they really couldn't get going, they've been on fire at home and maybe starting to establish a little bit of a home field advantage. They're playing better here.
Yeah, it took a month for the Marlins to kind of figure out their own home ballpark, and all these teams that are coming in here now are absolutely new to this place and trying to learn how to play defensively. But look what the Marlins have done offensively as a team. Home, 278 average, on the road 223, which is the highest disparity of any team in Major League Baseball. 55 points difference. Runners in scoring position way higher at home. I see the runs per game. The home runs obviously was what you would expect here in this large ballpark is going to be down compared to on the road. But the ERA 4.16 at home and 3.08 on the road, and that's why they're 15 and 13 on the road.
So what that's telling you too is you're scoring some runs here. There've been some high-scoring games, and the gaps. If you don't get stuck with the fly balls, remember when Eduardo Perez was talking about line drives and keeping it in the gaps and what have you. If you can stay away from the high pop-up or even the deep pop-up, which is going to be caught, you can score some runs here.
Well, yeah, it's all about what they call a pitcher's ballpark, but that's just for home runs. This place is so big, a lot of hits are dropping in.
All right, I'll be with Niner after the game for Marlins 9 postgame presented by Checkers. Right now, though, we turn it over to Rich Walsh and Tommy Hutton for the call of Game 1, the third game of the year against the Atlanta Braves. Coming up, this 3-game series gets going in a moment.
By Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on an amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Papa John's. Right now at Papa John's, get any large pizza, even specialties, for only $12. Come on inside. Marlins Park, roof is shut. AC is on. Very hot and humid day in South Florida. Pinch a pennies. First pitch, and it's Anibal Sanchez to Michael Bourne, who's having a terrific year in the leadoff spot for the Atlanta Braves. The Braves come in at 29 and 25. They split a 2-game series at Washington. Little roller, and Morrison picks it up and steps on the bag. Here's the Braves lineup. Of course, their skipper, former Marlins skipper Freddie Gonzalez. Martin Prado coming up behind Bourne. He's got a nice 327 average. Brian McCann's back in the lineup. He's been out a couple of days. Uggla in the cleanup spot. Freddie Freeman has the glasses thing mastered now, so he's back in the lineup as well. Jason Hayward in right. Andrelton Simmons is the shortstop. Tim Hudson, the pitcher, actually hitting 8th. And Freddie likes to do that when he's got the speed of Jose Constanza in the 9 spot. And here is Prado, 7th in the National League in hitting. Prado takes down low. A pair of Venezuelans going at each other, Sanchez and Prado.
Prado, one of the guys that's had some success against Anibal Sanchez. Sanchez just would like a little better luck, I think, at times. If you look at his last 5 starts, his ERA is 2.70, but he's 1-3.
2-0 pitch. Fastball, fly ball, well hit center. Peterson on his way is there, and he makes the catch. Marlins defensively tonight brought to you by Cleveland Clinic.
Michael Bourne, the brave center fielder, will find out there's a lot of room out there in center. There's the outfield, Coghlan, Peterson, and Stanton. Hanley and Reyes, the hot left side. Omar Infante, the former Brave. Logan Morrison and John Buck behind the plate. The defense brought to you by Cleveland Clinic.
Braves lineup is without Chipper Jones. He's been out with a badly bruised leg. They're hopeful that he's back at the end of the week. Brian McCann bruised his knee. Caught a Johnny Venters pitch on the knee, and he was out for a few days. But he's back, and he swings and lines one to center. Peterson charges in and slides and makes the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning with some help from Brian Peterson. Marlins coming up next. Seven of 9. They come in at 31-23. Jose Reyes with a 14-game hitting streak. Omar Infante slotted second. Hanley's been having a great run for the last month. Giancarlo Stanton in the cleanup spot. Logan Morrison at first. Brian Peterson back in center field. John Buck back behind the plate. Chris Coghlan in left. And Anibal Sanchez will hit 9th. And the Marlins facing a tough customer, even though his numbers don't show it. Tim Hudson, the veteran, the right-hander, has always pitched well against the Fish.
Yeah, he sure has. And you talk about a veteran, 184 career wins for Tim Hudson, 11-4 in his career against the Marlins, but more importantly, a 2.94 ERA. So he's pitched extremely well against the Fish.
Reyes steps in. Jose with a 14-game hit streak. Hudson rocks and fires a fastball that misses up. And of course, Reyes, the 14-game streak has upped his average to 278. He's drawing walks as well. He's 8th in the National League in walks. He's drawn 27. Hudson misses away. Reyes and Hudson have seen an awful lot of each other. It's a Mets-Braves matchup. And Reyes, a 268 average with a couple homers in 71 career at-bats. 2-0 pitch. Reyes pulls it. Knocked down by Freeman, who steps on the bag. Let's scout Tim Hudson.
Brought to you by Coventry Healthcare. Great command. He's in the strike zone all the time, and a lot of times with that hard sinker. He'll throw cutters and sliders. He'll use some change-ups. extremely good athlete, very good fielder, good hitter. Does all the little things that a pitcher needs to do to win games.
Omar Infante now, and a breaking ball misses in. Gary Cedarstrom is calling balls and strikes. Lance Barksdale at first, out at second is fielding Kulbreth, and Adrian Johnson is at third base, which has an ominous ring to it. Here's the 1-0. Ominous because the last time Adrian Johnson was at third base, that was the no-hitter by Johan Santana, the Carlos Beltran line drive that clipped the baseline and was called foul. Fouled down the third base line. And the count's 2-1. 3-game set with the Braves and the Marlins. They met in Atlanta in a brief 2-game series and split those two. There's Freddie Gonzalez. The 2-1. Smacked into left field. That's a base hit. And Infante is aboard in front of Hanley Ramirez. Cleveland Clinic proud to bring you the Braves defense.
And here it is. Jose Constanza, a lot of speed there between him and Bourne. Jason Hayward in right field. Prado and Simmons. Andrelton Simmons, the young shortstop. Dan Uggla, Freddie Freeman, and Brian McCann, the 5-time All-Star behind the plate. Let's make that 6-time All-Star, and heck, it could be 7 in a couple of months.
Yeah, every year he's been in the big leagues, he's been to an All-Star game. So Hanley against Hudson. And one of the oddities of this matchup is that Hanley has 67 career at-bats. Excuse me, 47 career at-bats. And it's not homered against Hudson.
He's the kind of guy with the sinker that he has. If you try to lift the ball and hit home runs, you're going to get in trouble. Pretty quick to first base. Speaking of All-Stars, 3 times an All-Star for Tim Hudson.
Not many have homered against Hudson this year. He's given up just 1. Of course, he hasn't made the full complement of starts. This is number 8 for Hudson. Most in the big leagues right now that have been in a rotation from day 1 are around 12 or 13 starts.
Yeah, Anibal Sanchez making his 11th tonight, but remember, he was at the back end because of starting spring training just a little bit late.
Tommy Hanson just came off his 12th start. Hanson looked good, and the Braves beat Gio Gonzalez on Sunday. Hanson got the win in a 3-2 ball game. High fly ball right field. That's Jason Hayward out there tonight. And Hayward makes the catch. Infante back to first. It is an email and Twitter Tuesday, a social media event. If you want to send an email, go to the Marlins page at foxsportsflorida.com. Click on Game Connect and then click on Ask the Broadcast. If you want to do Twitter, at FS Marlins, hashtag Twitter Tuesday if you want to throw that on there as well. Here's Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton not the best of series in Philadelphia. He opened the series with an RBI double. But after that, he would go just 1 for 12. He had 2 hits total. Had a home run and a couple of hits in the 2 games in Atlanta.
Saw him in his batting practice routine where he stays back and tries to drive just about everything the other way.
Our first email is actually a tweet from our good friend Jonathan in England. As nice as Marlins Park is, what do you miss about Sun Life Stadium? I'm wondering if Jonathan asked that with a straight face. Hudson back over to first. Anything that you miss?
No, there's absolutely nothing that I can think of.
I'm thinking I can't. I don't think I can think of one thing. One-0 pitch. Stanton drives that ball left center field, hits it well. Long run. Bourne reaches and makes the catch. That's why he's a Gold Glover. Michael Bourne running down what would have been an RBI double or maybe triple for Giancarlo Stanton. And it's a scoreless game as we go to the second. Gray. In Miami tonight, Coventry Healthcare, second inning. Scoreless ball game. Marlins nearly got a run. Michael Bourne doesn't have a pair of Gold Gloves by accident. And here is Dan Uggla, and he takes a strike. Uggla, Freddie Freeman, and Jason Hayward.
Anibal Sanchez off a 6-pitch first inning.
And out in front of Uggla. Breaking ball misses out. We talked about Uggla on Marlins Live and the struggles that he had last year. And of course, when it was all said and done, all he did was hit a career high 36 homers, drive in 82. Ropes it to left. Coghlan misplays it, and it gets by him. Uggla around first is on his way to second. Ball hit hard, and it hooked, I think, a little more than Chris thought it was going to.
I think it hooked, it sank, and did a little bit more than Cogs thought the ball was going to do. And for Dan Uggla, he picks up his 13th double of the year. This ball hit hard. You know when it comes off the bat of Uggla, it's hit hard. It's a play that you need to try to keep in front of you to at least hold him to a single. But once it got by Coghlan, Uggla ended up at second base.
And now some left-handed bats. Hanley gets a piece of that ball, picks it up, scrambles, and throws him out. Nice play by Hanley Ramirez. Uggla heads up on the play, gets to third base.
You know, I always tell a runner when the ball's in front of you and there's less than 2 out, you're the runner at second, you have to hold your ground. But Uggla saw Hanley go way to his left and vacate third base. So there was nobody at third base. There couldn't be anybody there. And he was able to get over there.
Now Jason Hayward. Sanchez with the infield back. Hayward busts his bat. Coming home is Uggla. Reyes throws out Hayward. 2 nice pieces of base running by Uggla. 1 to take third, and 2 on that one. A soft little line drive, but off the bat he could tell Reyes wasn't going to get to it, and he broke for home.
I think that's the thing, Rich, we saw over the years that Dan Uggla was a Marlin. There's so much about his game. We saw improvement in his defense at second base. We always knew the power, and we saw that. But we saw a guy who's a heads-up base runner, good base runner.
And thus the importance for the Braves of having that ball get by Coghlan for a double rather than a single. The run is across. Sanchez made a great pitch to Hayward, and he gets a strike to Simmons.
Got two pitchers tonight. Neither can throw a ball straight. Everything moves. Anibal Sanchez, Hudson, same thing.
Andrelton Simmons, check swing. And Sanchez hangs Morrison out to try a bit. Romo makes the play. Braves on the board first, 1-0.
Es presentado en SAP por Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
In Miami tonight, Atlanta has scored first, and the Braves are on top 1-0, bottom of the second. Tim Hudson goes to work on Logan Morrison, Brian Peterson, and John Buck. And since it's an email Twitter Tuesday, let's dive right in. Even though both pitchers are working quickly, a lot of Gabby Sanchez questions. The first, how is Gabby Sanchez doing in the minor leagues? It's from Robert in Coral Springs. When will he get back?
Well, Robert, I just finished checking on Gabby's stats. Gabby in 16 games in New Orleans, hitting .292, has a couple of home runs, 6 RBIs, 13 walks, and a .485 on base percentage.
And that's those last numbers are good to hear. Follow up to that, Morrison with the 2-0 pitch coming. Romo hits a fly ball to left. Constanza makes the catch. Let's check in with Allison Williams. A-Dub.
Hey guys, a lot of people within the Marlins community on Twitter yesterday were talking about Andrew Haney, the Marlins draft pick, selected 9th overall, the lefty out of Oklahoma State. Here is what Andrew himself had to say on Twitter, tweeting, "Thanks everyone for the early birthday wishes and draft. Congrats. I love you guys and wouldn't be where I am without my friends and family." You can follow him at HaneDog. Hey, that was yesterday. It is his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. He also tweeted today, woke up this morning and realized it wasn't a dream. So proud to be picked by Marlins. I can't wait to get started. Also added he did not even take off that jersey last night. He was so excited. And I know you guys will get a chance to talk to Andrew himself later on in the broadcast. We can ask him about all those things. He should be joining us sometime around 9 o'clock this evening. Rich, Tommy?
Thanks, A-Dub. You're right. It's and it won't be by Twitter, and it won't be via email. We'll have him on the phone, and we'll talk with the Oklahoma State lefty, Brian Peterson, with John Buck to follow. Peterson getting the start in center field. The 1-1 from Hudson, and a line shot that Ugla spears. Follow up to the Gabby Sanchez question from John in Dadeland. Will Logan Morrison be the everyday first baseman now? And if Gabby Sanchez comes back, where will he play?
That's a good question. And for you and I to answer that, we really can't say because that's not our decision. If he if Gabby comes back, he would be at first base. And so the obvious thing would be Logan Morrison would be back in left field. But he's not played left field since Gabby went down to AAA.
And Gabby cannot play, and at this point in the big leagues, first base. He's a very good first base. Remember, he was a finalist for the Gold Glove last year.
I want to answer a tweet from Lori, too, before we get into some other discussions, because we had the question last inning.
Buck pulls one foul.
About what we miss from Sun Life. And Lori says, well, Rich and Tommy, you must miss the location, even if you won't say. I know coming from Weston, Marlins Park's really far. Well, you know what? I come from Palm Beach Gardens. It takes me 10 minutes more, and trust me, it is totally worth it to get here.
Amen. 1-1 to Buck. And a fastball from Hudson.
Weston. I can go to Weston on my bicycle, for crying out loud.
Well, the last time you were on your bicycle, things didn't work out so well. You have a new cell phone to show for it. My partner.
I wrapped it up today, though, on my bike ride.
There's a strike. My partner put his iPhone in his bike shirt pocket. You know the bike shirts that have the nice little pocket?
Yeah. For a phone.
Yes. And it got caught in a rainstorm. And when he got home, the iPhone done. Breaking ball misses outside. Counts 3-2 to Buck. Coughlin's on deck. That's a fastball and a ball. Buck's on his way down to first. This copyrighted telecast, presented by the authority of the Miami Marlins, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Miami Marlins. So Buck walks on a pitch that looked pretty darn good, and he may have gotten a break. Hudson froze there for a moment. Here's Coughlin. Chris's average is still under 200, but his at-bats have certainly gotten a lot better with the more playing time that he's had. He had a couple of hits on Sunday, 4 hits total in Philadelphia. And remember, he had 2 key sacrifice flies in the series sweep of the Washington Nationals. Chopper over the mound. Simmons has it, and he dragged his foot across the bag and gets the out at second. Marlins leave their second runner of the night and trail 1-0. Miami, let's check in with Craig Minervini.
with Suga Richard Evans, the former light heavyweight champ of the UFC, but don't count him out. You're still the #1 contender.
Yeah, I'm up there. I'm up there.
And you base your home here in Florida at the Marlins game, also to promote the big fight you're going to have Friday night at the Bank Atlantic Center UFC card. It's going to be televised on FX.
Yes, it is. It's going to be Demetrius Johnson versus Ian McCall. Those two had a controversial draw last time in Australia, so now they're going to run it back to see who gets to fight for the 125 belt.
Is that a new belt, the UFC? Too?
It's a new belt, a new weight class, so, you know, the UFC constantly improving, constantly bringing more action to the fans and more fights.
Now, you based down in Boca Raton. You train out of Delray Beach. What about the growing sport? You're a great college wrestler, a champion, both at Niagara and at Michigan State. Although you played other sports, what was it that attracted you to the crazy sport of mixed martial arts?
You know, it was just something that something I found because I wanted to stay busy. I wanted to do something that was fun and very challenging and stay busy, and I found mixed martial arts.
And obviously that great wrestling background really helps you on the ground, huh?
Yeah, it's my foundation, so whenever I catch a punch I don't like, somebody's getting taken down.
Oh, watch out. You're going to get hit up here.
You got to get ready. You got to be ready out here. I'm not ready for these balls to be flying around.
Did you play any baseball in your day, Rashad?
Only in high school, like, you know, when we had to play for gym. That was about it.
Who's the guy out there now, as you look to getting back, you know when you're going to fight again?
I'm not sure when I'm going to fight again, but, you know, it doesn't matter to me. It's like whoever they want to put in front of me, I'm down to fight.
And you also do a lot of work for the UFC. Spokes like this kind of work and get the word out?
Yeah, I do work like this, and I also do I work on Fuel TV doing analyst work, so I like working.
Busy card too. 12 fights are on the card. The TV starts at 9 o'clock. There'll be a lot of other fights too. A couple of big welterweight fights as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, you have Mike Pyle fighting, and it's like with a UFC card, you don't want to miss one single fight because it's gonna be like pure entertainment the whole way through.
As a fan, you get excited too. I'm sure it's just as exciting to wear a Marlins jersey. Got to be fun for you too tonight, huh?
It is fun, you know, and I'm a fan of sports. So when I get to come and watch other professional athletes do their thing, it just inspires me to do my thing even more. Sugar
Richard Evans, former champion. Don't count him out, though. Good to talk to you.
Good talking to you guys, too.
All right, the big card's coming up at the Bank Atlantic Center this Friday night, guys. It'll be on FX at 9 o'clock. Back to you.
All right, good stuff. Thanks. Jose Constanza. The Marlins have never seen Jose Constanza when he's not hitting over 400. And he's at 429 now, just called up, and doing what he did last year when he got to the big leagues and was called up. Tommy, he had such a torrid start, and it seemed like half of his games were against the Marlins.
Well, in 42 games, he hit over 300 after he was called up last year. And he is the reason Freddie Gonzalez has Hudson hitting 8th and Constanza hitting in the number 9 spot. There were a few times over the last week since he's been called up where these guys hit back-to-back, where Constanza would lead off an inning.
You always seem to do that when you've got extreme speed, but he's not your leadoff guy, and you, in essence, get what the Marlins had with Bonifacio and Reyes when you have two leadoff guys back-to-back against each other. And here is Bourne now. We've had a few questions about a couple of injured Marlins, and we'll give you the updates after this pitch from Billy. Austin Kearns, when is he set to come off the disabled list? Does he get sent down when he returns? Thursday, I believe, Austin Kearns is available to come off the disabled list.
Yeah, he was up in Jupiter for the Hammerheads last night. I believe had 3 at-bats as the designated hitter.
Cholula Hot Sauce Spotlight on Michael Bourne. And so Kearns is playing in rehab games. And Thursday is when he's eligible to come back. And so obviously the Marlins have some decisions to make. Justin Ruggiano has played well as a right-handed bat in the outfield. Swing and a miss. Sanchez makes quick work of the Braves in the third. 1-0 Atlanta. And the Rays at 7:15. The party starts in the West Plaza at 5 with music and entertainment after the game. Stay in your seats for a fireworks spectacular, a live concert back out on that West Plaza. 1-877 Marlins, or go to marlins.com. This is a great homestand. You got the Braves in for 3, the Rays over the weekend, and then Boston comes to town to start next week and finish the homestand. Honeyball Sanchez, 9-1-2 for the Fish. Sanchez, Jose Reyes, Omar Infante. Hudson has walked one, given up a base hit, and he falls behind 2-0.
And right now, Rich, the Rays have a game lead in that tough American League East. Orioles falling on little hard times. They've lost 8 of their last 10.
Sanchez drops down a bunt, and it rolls foul. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. The captain noting that the drive isn't bad for him. They come over from Naples a couple times a month to Marlins Park.
I like what Stacy says. Marlins Park's the best. Love it. Worth the schlep.
The schlep. Sanchez trying to bunt, fouls it. And here comes Reyes. We do every now and then get actual mail, the old-fashioned kind with a stamp on it. And this one comes from Anthony. This is the second letter from Anthony and Davey, 75. Last game with the Nationals, the batter bunted the ball and then dropped the bat in front of home plate. John Buck was able to get the ball, step around the bat, and get the out. Is there a rule that the bat should be thrown out of the playing field? There is no rule.
There's no actual rule that says that.
If the batter intentionally throws the bat to get in the way of either the catcher or an oncoming infielder, then yes, he's out. But if in normal swing, drop the bat, it rolls out in front of the plate. Anything off the bat is live. Reyes' bunt, that's a much better one than Sanchez.
And
15 straight.
15 straight, beautifully executed by Jose Reyes. Since May 9th, Reyes has hit over 340. And now he's got the streak going. His longest, we've told you that a few times, the longest in his career has been a 20-game streak. So at 15 right now.
Emilio Bonifacio. Tommy had a lot of tweets wanting to know Bonifacio's status. He is at least 2.5 to 3 weeks away. He's starting to do the baseball activities he can do, which is run and throw. He cannot swing the bat yet, and he can't catch. That soft cast on his thumb comes off. They give it treatment every day, but he is progressing, and the Marlins are hopeful that by the end of the month, Mr. Loviste will be back. Infante singled his first time up. Reyes away from first. Hudson is quick to the plate. Infante's roller, Ugla shovel, not in time. Did he get the out?
I didn't think he tagged Reyes. I guess he did. He may have gone out of the base path. But it didn't look like Ugla tagged Reyes. That's his intent, what he wanted to do. I'll tell you what, he didn't tag him. He didn't go that far out of the line, but that's what Reyes was called out for.
Toyota Fox Tracks. You get 3 feet from the base path that you establish.
And that was, to me, that was pretty close to being 3 feet.
Reyes is out. Infante on a fielder's choice is at first base, and here is Hanley. I think when you are straight up facing an infielder and go around him, I think the umpire is probably going to give the fielder the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit every time, yeah.
It's usually when an infielder is not straight up and is reaching for you and you take a step or two away, generally you'll get that. Hanley hooks that one down the left field line. It's hit pretty well and deep and foul. And the count's 0-2. Well, the Marlins have come close to getting on the board. They had Infante at first with 2 outs. Giancarlo Stanton hit a blast to left center, and Michael Bourne on the dead run made the catch right at the warning track. That bailed Hudson out in the first. Hanley just hooking that one foul. Hudson's 0-2. Fonte chase back. Another throw over. A lot of questions about Andrew Haney, the first-round pick out of Oklahoma State. We will visit with him a little bit later on in the show. Oh, 2. It's up and it's in.
Had another interesting draft question. The first 6 rounds, the Marlins drafted 3 shortstops. What gives? That was from Will. Basically, young kids, the shortstop's usually if not the best athlete on a team, one of the best. And so a lot of times organizations draft athletes and probably have thoughts of seeing other positions that those kids can play.
1-2 coming.
The Marlins may have seen a kid, let's say in high school, as a shortstop, but see him as a second baseman. That type of thing.
Got a guy like Hanley who came up as a shortstop, now finds himself at third base. Two and 2. Hudson against Hanley. Bouncer out towards Simmons, and a flip to Ugla. And the Fish have left a runner in every inning and trail it 1-0. Fish. Friday Night Live is coming up, and of course the Rays will be here. Latin Grammy award-winning duo Chino y Nacho. presented by Pepsi. The Marlins and the Rays at 7:10. Pre-game party on the West Plaza starting at 5. For tickets, 1-877 Marlins or go to marlins.com. Anibal Sanchez, Martin Prado, breaking ball for a strike. Sanchez has been outstanding, saved the one double by Dan Uggla. That led off the second, and the Braves were able to get him over and get him in on a couple of ground balls.
It's been very typical of a Anibal Sanchez outing. Pitching well, not getting a whole lot of support.
Now, this is a subject that is, if we had a feature that I've long suggested, and that is the Cleveland Clinic Guess Tommy's Blood Pressure feature. If there's one subject that will get it going tonight, fastball is up, it is the All-Star game. Fan wants to know, will Anibal Sanchez have a shot at the All-Star game? Not sure. I think his numbers need to be a little better in terms of wins and losses. He's 3-3 with a nice ERA of 2.57.
However, the blood pressure did go up today when I was looking at the early returns, the first grouping of votes for the All-Star game. I looked over at third base and I did not see Hanley Ramirez's name amongst the top 5 third basemen. They're the leaders. I looked into outfielders. They listed 15 outfielders, and I did not see Giancarlo Stanton's name. We've had a lot of tweets. We've had a lot of emails about that. I saw Jason Hayward's name, who's hitting .235 and has 6 home runs and 35 RBIs. I did not see Giancarlo's name. Why? Because you're not voting. That's why.
The Cleveland Clinic blood pressure is going up. And so is our trivia question, which is sponsored by AT&T. Braves franchise leader in career singles. Well, maybe Chipper Jones.
You got to start throwing Chipper Jones in all the Braves. Is that Milwaukee and Atlanta? Yes, it is.
Eddie Matthews?
Eddie Matthews.
Henry Aaron.
Henry Aaron. Or that guy. I think it's one of those 3. How about that?
Uggla fouls it back. So those of you in the social media world tonight, whether you're tweeting or emailing or watching and you've got your laptop next to you, go to marlins.com.
I had a theory,
and
Rich,
vote,
but it wouldn't be good for the telecast. My theory was, don't tweet us, don't email us, don't do all that stuff. While you're watching the game, vote for Stanton, vote for Hanley, cast your votes. Then you won't be tweeting us and wondering why his name wasn't in the top 15.
I think the leading vote getter for the Marlins was Omar Infante.
Infante, I think, was third
at second base.
Reyes was 4th among shortstops.
But how, obviously Stanton deserves to be top 5. Hanley should be top 5. Breaking ball. Sanchez thought he had a strikeout.
People ask us all the time, they want to see Giancarlo in the home run hitting contest in Kansas City at the All-Star game. Well, if you want to see him, you got to vote him in.
Sanchez did miss. You saw that on Fox Tracks. He missed out to Uggla. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is high. Now, that being said, that's why Major League Baseball has the players vote after the fans vote. And then after the players vote, then the league will select.
Managers select
with the help
some.
of the manager. They will select the rest. So I think Giancarlo Stanton's got a great shot at being there, but it would be nice if the rest of the country would punch a few ballots his way. I mean, they enjoy watching his tape measure homers.
Vote the way you do for American Idol or The Voice or Dancing with the Stars. Millions of people vote for that stuff.
Here's the 2-2. See, all we need is a technician in a white shirt to administer the blood pressure cuff to see how Tommy is doing.
But I'll have you know, I thankfully am on no blood pressure medication, so I'm fine.
Not yet. when the second round comes out, and they update both leagues every week around this time. So check in again next week, and we'll see if Giancarlo's cracked the top 15.
Next Tuesday against the Red Sox.
8th pitch of the at-bat for Uggla. 3-2 coming. Breaking ball, fly ball left field. That's deep. Back goes Coughlin at the wall, and Uggla has gone over the Clevelander. It is 2-0 Atlanta. A double and a homer. Dan Uggla, who like many Marlins waited a long time for this ballpark, and his first time in here, he rocks the house.
Well, his name is still Dan Uggla, and he can still hit. He can still hit a hanging breaking ball, and somehow you knew Dan Uggla would find the Clevelander on this trip.
Yeah, he knew it right away.
See, you know you have power when you know you just got one in a ballpark you've never hit one before. That's when you know you have power.
9 homers for Uggla. Freeman gets tied up and fouls it off. Now, we watched on Fox Tracks, Sanchez a couple of times started towards the dugout, but neither of those pitches were in the strike zone. They were close. Sanchez misses outside to Freeman.
Wearing the...
He must have the contacts on.
Yeah, but I was told
he has to have he needs corrective lenses, so he obviously has the contacts on. Maybe the fact that the roof is closed and it's not dusty and windy allows him to put the contacts on.
Because it was the contacts that kind of created the problem and scratched a little bit of the eye.
When he was in Colorado, which is always an issue with not only the dust, but the altitude dries everything out.
Hey, that home run, by the way, for Dan Uggla, he's approaching a big number. That was number 199 in his career.
Now Hayward, Freeman's at first, and Sanchez misses inside. So a 2-0 lead. One ball, one strike. Hayward hammers it down the line. Stanton cuts it off. Freeman to second, and he'll stop there. Now, Tommy, check your scoreboard. I'm looking at mine. I only see 2 runs for the Braves. Maybe they gave Uggla bonus points for bouncing it off the Clevelander side.
Yeah, kind of like in a pinball machine. Yeah, I only have 2. Uggla has scored both runs. And now Anibal gets a visit. Randy St. Clair.
One of the follow-up questions of the All-Star game is from Rich in Boca, who just wanted to add, I think your Tommy Bahama shirts are nice. Keep up the good work. We are not in Tommy Bahama shirts as much as usual now with the air conditioning. We tend to dress up a little more, but on weekends, day games, definitely will be in the Tommies.
They think it's important to dress the 2 of us up once in a while.
Good luck with that. Andrelton Simmons hits it into left field. That's a base hit. Charging is Coughlin. They will send Freeman. Coughlin's throw to the plate is safe. And now the Braves have 3 runs. Simmons. And all of this has come with 2 outs in the 4th.
Now the young shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, picking up his first Major League RBI. This is a very close play at the plate. Looked like Freeman just got in there. Watch his left foot. Very close. Boy, I was watching the reaction of Anibal Sanchez, who's behind home plate backing up.
Here is Hudson, and he swings and misses.
Boy, all of a sudden, after 2 quick outs, 4 consecutive hits from the Braves off Anibal Sanchez.
The home run by Ugla, singles by Freeman, Hayward, and Simmons.
And the base hits have all been hit pretty hard.
With that throw to the plate, everybody moved up. So Hayward's at third, Simmons is at second. Hudson, an All-American at Auburn, as a designated hitter and a pitcher. Look at that, 26 pitches here in the fourth.
Well, this is an area, and you kind of rack your brain. I did anyway. When I look at the numbers of Anibal Sanchez, 42 and 41 in his career. He had 4 and 10 in his career against the Braves. And you say, why has Anibal Sanchez, with his low ERA and the low threes, why has he been a game over 500? We kind of had the discussion with Matt Cain about the same topic. Part of it's been what we're seeing right here, a big inning. And he has had that happen to him many times. I think this year he's been a lot better with it, but he's had that happen to him. A big inning gets him out of a game.
Two and two. He got the first 2 outs, a soft liner from Prado, a pop-up from McCann. Ugla, in an 8-pitch at bat, homered, and now Hudson flips a fly ball to right. Stanton goes back and makes the catch. Inning over. Braves stretch their lead to 3-0. Sagicor. Plan a bright financial future today at SagicorLifeUSA.com. By 1-800-NEED-HELP. Accident, slip, or fall, one call, that's all. 1-800-NEED-HELP. That's 1-800-633-3435. By Bennett Auto Supply. Our prices bring you in, and our people bring you back. Marlins Park, new home to the Marlins. Dan Ugla has made himself feel right at home with a double, a run scored, and a long home run. And a 3-0 lead for the Braves. Giancarlo Stanton climbs in against Tim Hudson, Logan Morrison, and Brian Peterson to follow in the fourth. And Hudson delivers. Stanton, a liner to right field. That's going to get for a base hit. Hayward cuts it off. And Giancarlo, who was robbed of extra bases and an RBI by Michael Bourne his first time up, singles to right. So he's hit the ball hard twice now.
What a nice sight seeing Giancarlo drive a ball that way. That's what he does his entire batting practice. And then when he gets a pitch he can turn on, he does that too.
Here comes Morrison. Let's jump back into the email and the tweets. Beadle wants to know, how come the Marlins are the only team without the team logo branded on the back of the pitching mound? And I don't know the answer to that. Breaking ball misses down low. You're right. There are some teams that have their logo either chopped or drawn into the back of the mound. Morrison, a liner. Bourne, wow, makes the catch. We'll check in with Allison Williams. Allie?
Hey guys, it is our Email Twitter Tuesday, and we try to bring you all things social media and baseball, and those two worlds certainly intersect on MLB.com's Cut Forward. Some of the more irreverent stories in baseball, things that are a little bit off the beaten path, but interesting, humorous nonetheless. Today they had a story on the Red Hot Chili Peppers taking BP before the Reds game. They also had Shane Victorino and Charlie Manuel, as Manuel tried to read some of the Phillies' tweets. It was absolutely hilarious. That is definitely a must-say. And our own Lil Jose made the cut on Cut 4. You see him there as he was featured with his buddy Giancarlo Stanton. So if you want to check out some of the more interesting stories in baseball, I definitely suggest heading over to MLB.com/Cut4. And our own Lil Jose is here in the photo well with me now, hanging out. I think he's tweeting from his iPad there. Not exactly sure. He's a little quiet tonight, but hanging out here, taking in the home game for the Marlins. He's got a good view, guys.
He had a busy road trip, that's for sure, A-Dub. Here's Peterson. Now, there are actual replicas of Lil Jose in the Marlins team store. So here at the ballpark, the Marlins team store, which is open at 9 in the morning down here at Marlins Park. If you want to pick up your very own Lil Jose, he is available. It's not the actual Lil Jose, the character that somehow finds his way into a lot of camera shots. Chopper, Freeman has it, fires to short, and Stanton is out on the tag.
Stanton didn't slide either.
From Simmons. And the inning ends just like that. Sanchez and Hudson.
Let's see if we got close to this one, Rich.
First guess was Chipper Jones.
And we had Eddie Matthews. We had Henry Aaron.
Flip the phone. Henry Aaron with over 2,000 singles. Chipper has the Atlanta mark. No, thank you. Jose Constanza, Michael Bourne, Martin Prado. I've noticed them. I don't know if you have. But Amber wants to know, have you guys seen the 3 kids behind home plate? They're cracking me up. That's Amber. And one of them is in it. Looks like the umpire mask with the orange shirt, like in the 3rd row. He had 2 buddies with him. And they were calling balls and strikes a few innings ago. Stanza nearly comes out of his cleats. There you go.
Got the hockey style catcher's mask. Now his friends are all tweeting him, telling him that he's been on camera.
That one rolls foul, and Hanley picks it before it comes back fair. Mike wants me to let you know, Tommy, I voted.
Yeah, I had one from D.C. too. Thanks, D.C. 50 times D.C. laid down some votes.
Mr. Sports Mania.
I think you can only vote 25 times though, so hope I didn't give up D.C. Hope they're not knocking on his door.
What, the Major League Police? Mr. Sports Mania, what are the stairs behind the home run sculpture for if fans can't use them? Those were built specifically for Jeff Conine to go from the Clevelander, one of his favorite haunts, up to the pre and post game spot. And I call it Niners Stairway to Heaven. Actually, if you want to go from the Clevelander out and walk around, I believe you can go up those stairs and walk around.
Yeah, I have seen fans that have been in the Clevelander walk up those stairs up to the promenade level. Maybe going up to the Budweiser Bowtie balcony. Important, I think, for Sanchez to get it back in this inning after giving up the 2 runs. Give up 4 consecutive hits after 2 out last inning.
Felipe, Tommy's blood pressure theme should be, I don't always get my blood pressure up, but when I do, I prefer to do it on Twitter Tuesday. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Running fastball misses inside to Bourne. Marlins have kept the first 3 hitters off base. Sanchez has done a nice job with Bourne, Prado, and McCann. They are a combined 0 for 6. It's that Ugla guy that Sanchez has had some issues with. Ugla has doubled and homered.
Yeah, Ugla now against Anibal Sanchez, 4 for 9 with a couple of home runs.
Change up, got him. Swing and a miss. Sanchez gets the first 2 here in the 5th. Time for the Just for Men Auto Stop Foolproof Stat. And it arrives with Martin Prado. 20 of his last 24 games. He's hitting .398. 14 of those games he's had more than 1 hit. The Braves have been counting on Prado. You can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results.
I like all those tweets from fans, I can't name them all, that are using different accounts so they can vote more than 25 times.
That's good. It's always been a popularity contest,
and many others do the same thing.
And the Marlins certainly are a team that is gaining in popularity, but not quite there yet. Here's the 2-0. Prado fouls it out of play. Rich and Tommy, this is from Christopher in Hollywood. How do you guys feel about the Marlins making a push for the Cuban player Jorge Soler? Here's the 2-1.
I'm not sure where the Marlins stand on that. I've heard other teams certainly are interested, but I remember when there was a lot of talk about the young Cuban outfielder who went to Oakland, Yoenis Cespedes, that I talked to some scouts who actually liked Soler better. He's younger, for one thing.
High breaking ball and a fly ball out to left. Coughlin is there. 1-2-3 inning for Sanchez. Halfway through in Miami, and the Braves have a 3-0 lead.
When zapped por Toyota.
And we join now Cookie and Raul.
Richie, Tommy, how you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing good. We had a nice little trip into Philadelphia.
Did you have cheesesteaks?
Yes.
Awesome.
And we were asked a couple times already on email, Twitter, Tuesday, Pat's or Geno's?
Geno's, right?
Yes.
My answer has always been this. If you're looking for a healthier cheesesteak, you'd go Geno's. If you're looking for one that has a little more grease and stuff with it, that tastes really good, you'd go Pat's.
What'd you go for?
I'll take the edit.
I'll be honest with you. I went to Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's at the
left
ballpark.
field at the ballpark.
Yes, absolutely.
John Buck at the plate. Both pitchers working quickly tonight, Cookie Rojas.
Yes, they are, and I think they're doing a great job. And I believe, actually, that I'd like to see again that pitch that Aníbal Sanchez threw to Dan Ogla for that curved ball in the 0-2. To me, that might have been strike. And he gets out of the inning then without any runs.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. And Hudson misses up.
I know Cookie appreciates the fast workers. Middle infielders like the fast working pitchers.
No doubt about that, is that you want to be ready, you know. And this guy, Tim Hudson, is one of those type of pitchers that throw a lot of changeups and sinkers and makes a lot of hitters against him to hit a lot of ground balls to the infield. And that's what you like to see, Tommy.
Tommy, having played both infield and outfield, is there a difference when you're playing in the infield as opposed to the outfield and the pace that the pitcher is using?
I think you notice it more when you're in the infield.
3-2 coming. And Buck fouls off. It is an email and Twitter Tuesday. And look, Tommy, on the Twitter account, Raul Stryker Jr., and he looks an awful lot like our Raul, says Martin Prado looks an awful lot like Marlins third base coach Joe Espada. That's amazing that you could call the game and tweet at the same time.
Only in baseball.
Although it says it came across 2 minutes ago, so it was probably during the break, right?
Exactly. I'm still trying to master the art of tweeting. I hear Allison Williams, the Contessa of Twitter.
Yes.
I'm going to have to take some lessons.
What does Contessa mean, by the way?
Not sure. The only other time I heard it was the Food Network. One of their stars on the Food Network.
Yeah, it's like a cupcake or a cake, but I think it's
Look,
also
Cookie's looking at Raul. He's saying, "Who am I working with here?"
I think he wonders that all the time.
I'll tell you what, though, he's a master of the computers and all that. He can really do that in a hurry. Any question that I ask him, he's got it right in the computer right away.
Google's the best, guys.
Hey, John Buck with a base hit up the middle into center field. Buck has walked and singled. He's been on twice. Guys, have a good night.
You too, fellas.
Guys.
All right. John Buck starting to come out of it a little bit. Remember, he had a base hit in his last at-bat in Philadelphia. Tommy, his last 4 plate appearances, 2 singles, 2 walks.
Hey, when you get buried the way he has gotten, you have to just work at it slowly. You can't look at the big picture. The guy who's had lots of success against Hudson is Chris Coghlan. Chris Coghlan, with his out back in the second inning, is still 8 for 15 against Hudson.
Hudson misses down low, and the count is 1-0. Now the Marlins are down 3-0. But the Marlins have 21 comeback wins this year. That is first in all of baseball. Coghlan to center, and the Marlins hit another one hard out to Bourne in center field.
Boy, they've hit some balls very hard tonight. The line drive out of Brian Peterson, the second inning, lined out to second. Logan Morrison lined out, very similar to that ball that Coghlan just hit.
And here is Anibal Sanchez. He'll probably be bunting here. Now, he was trying to bunt for a hit even with 2 strikes. And we've seen him do that a couple of times. Takes outside. And I don't have the tweet in front of me. I apologize. I don't have your name.
I saw the same one, Rich. Earlier.
Oh, there it is. It's M.T. Heed. M. Theed. Does Sanchez have a back injury? Is that why he's bunting so much when there's nobody on, and even with 2 strikes?
Not that we're aware of.
Ball and a strike and an out in the bottom of the 5th. But we will ask. Key Lime wants to know, how badly do you miss screaming, and his name is Dan Uggla? Here's the 1-1. And it's fouled off. I think everybody misses Uggs, but the reality in baseball is players come and players go. Uggla had a great run here in Miami. The Marlins made a nice offer to him, and he wanted an extra year, and so the Marlins dealt him to the Braves. They got Omar Infante, Mike Dunn. 1-2 pitch. Sanchez drops this one down. McCann will pick it up. Buck got a nice jump, and he's at second. 2 outs, and he's hopeful that Reyes can deliver him in a 3-0 Braves lead. Now Corona Light wants you to find your beach this summer with the Marlins. Corona Light is offering 6 lucky Marlin fans the chance to win 4 tickets in a Fiesta Suite for an upcoming game at Marlins Park. Just go to your local participating retailer and look for the Corona Light display for details on how to enter and win. Well, here's Reyes. He does have a hit, and his hit streak has been extended to 15 games. Buck is in scoring position out at second with 2 outs.
Jose Reyes came into this game close to a 300 lifetime hitter against the Braves. And of course, with all his time with the Mets, he's seen the Braves a whole lot.
There aren't a lot of secrets when you're playing someone in your division.
Jose Reyes has played 126 games against the Atlanta Braves.
Pitch is out. Bobby from Coconut Creek wants to know, is camera 12 working tonight? I'm not sure if it's functional. We'll ask the crack staff to check. And for those of you that weren't with us that night. That was Cleveland or Cam. Reyes takes a strike, and it's 3-1. Hey, camera 12. There it is.
Now, is that live or is that on tape?
What are you talking about, Tommy? It's always live. Here's the 3-1. That's inside. Reyes is aboard. Marlins have a couple of runners on. Tommy, you want more camera 12?
There you go.
I give you more camera 12. That's the obligatory food shot. That's a nice looking pizza there.
Yeah, that is.
Sir. Although I have a strange feeling that Bobby from Coconut Creek wanted to see more of the pizza.
Time for Omar Infante to do something he hasn't done in a while. He's been able to put a hit here, a hit there. He has a 6-game hitting streak now. But the last time Infante had an RBI was back on May 18th. So it's been a while.
Omar singled to left in the first, bounced into a fielder's choice in the third.
Got so many big hits, hit some home runs early in the season. Tim Hudson's 8th year with Atlanta. That's hard to imagine.
Slow tapper. Simmons has had a solid game at short so far. And the Marlins lead 2 more in the 5th. Still 3-0 Atlanta.
In the newly named Choate's Corner here. Some of Randy Choate's best friends, including Josh here. Neighbors, and you became friendly with Randy, huh?
Yeah, Randy's a good guy. We hang out, talk baseball, and have a good time.
All right, now well, look what these guys are not just little Oak Tag fans. They got the face there.
We made this face for Randy. We're big fans of him. Love the team. Love the whole experience.
It's a great shot of him. Now, we'll show you after the pitch, though. It's not limited to just Randy Choate.
No, we like the whole bullpen. We're big supporters of them.
All right, now take a look at this. All right, everybody. Show your... Look at this, guys. Everybody. Well, who do you have there?
Mojica.
Did Mojica see that picture?
He did.
All right, I think I got Webb here. Actually, Randy had the guys take the picture just for you. Is that right?
Yeah, we brought Randy to the first game, and all the other guys got jealous and asked us to make heads for them. So we got heads for the whole bullpen.
Except you're missing Dan Jennings.
Yeah, we're missing Jennings, but we'll get him one here soon.
All right, who do you have there?
Heath.
Who's the? Let me ask the ladies here. Who's the best looking of the 6 or 7 we have here? Who do you think?
I'll go with Randy.
Oh, you do agree?
I'm going to go tie between Randy and Cechek.
I heard Mojica was getting a lot of votes for this.
I think Cechek's or Mojica's pretty hot. So.
Okay. All right, Choate's Corner includes the whole bullpen. That's good to see. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good time.
All right. Back to you.
I think after that last answer was a good time to end that interview there, Craig. Nicely done.
That's good stuff to see the fans getting into the bullpen like that. I like that.
Well, here's the guy that has really hurt Anibal Sanchez, and that's Dan Uggla. Uggla has doubled. That was the lead off the second. He scored after he was moved up and knocked in on a couple of ground balls. And then Uggla on a 3-2 pitch homered to left. One ball, one strike. Hanging breaking ball. And it caught Fox Tracks. That one nearly caught Uggla.
Dan Uggla still has those Popeye forearms and biceps. He generates some kind of pop, and he did so back in the fourth inning. Warren Henry drive of the game.
We had someone tweet in wanting to know why Uggla wore a shirt that was too small for him. And that's, I mean, it goes without saying that, Tommy, if you and I had arms like that, we would wear shirts like that, or our shirts would look like that.
My two biceps combined aren't that big.
Three-two. Off-speed pitch, little tapper. Buck gets it in fair territory.
Oh, good job by John Buck.
Uggla took the bat with him and then dumped it off nearly at first base.
This ball, you're not sure if it's going to trickle back into foul territory. Watch how quickly John Buck pounces on it right there and gets it before it ever has a chance to go foul.
Uggla figured he'd take the bat with him just in case he needed to hit the ball again.
The last couple of innings, and I don't think we saw as many early in the game. The last couple of innings, Sanchez has thrown a lot better changeup. Thrown some really good changeup.
Liner to left. Coughlin is there, and he makes the catch. Sanchez a 1-2-3-6. 3-0. Still Atlanta. Now, when we were on the road, someone asked us what our favorite thing to eat was at Marlins Park. I said smoothies. And so guess what? Smoothies. We've had them delivered. This is the Reyes of Sunshine. It's strawberries, bananas, and mangoes.
This one's delicious. It's the Orange Bowl Tribute.
Orange Bowl Tribute, huh?
Yeah.
See, now we're getting healthy. A lot of times it would be, you know, there you go, Babe's Banana Blast.
That was my second choice. I love little bananas, a little peanut butter. You know what? So many ballparks, I'll be quite honest, so many ballparks don't offer anything that's real healthy. And that's a great opportunity. Diamond Juices, get something nice and healthy.
So Diamond Juices, what for you, now this is my favorite, what around the ballpark would you want?
I told you so far my favorite, but I would kind of wash it down with this Orange Bowl tribute. Would be the Cuban sandwich over in Taste of Miami, down in left field.
Hanley takes a strike.
Back in there, just outstanding. Haven't had a bad one yet.
Miami Mex has the steak tacos, which we've been told are very good. I have not had them yet. Have you had the steak tacos here?
Not the steak tacos. Had the fish tacos.
Hanley gets a breaking ball from Tim Hudson, who's been nasty. The Marlins have hit some balls hard, but Hudson's been in control throughout the night. Right now he's shutting out the fish.
Did you know that your favorite, the Reyes of Sunshine, is the most popular drink?
I'm sorry, I'm drinking it right now. It is the most popular?
Natural sweeteners, too.
Is that online voting, just like the All-Star? Is Stanton even in the top 15 in smoothies?
Don't get me going again.
Giancarlo Stanton is 1 for 2. He hit a drive to the warning track in the first that was snared by Bourne. Simmons going behind the bag makes a nice play. I'll tell you what, the youngster Simmons can really play it short.
Boy, he got a quick jump on that ground ball, too.
The Tico standings. We said it from the outset. The Phillies are 4 back. The Marlins and the Nationals open play tonight with a share of first place. It feels like it's going to be like this the entire season.
Yeah, the Nationals and the Mets are playing each other tonight. They're in the 6th inning, and the Nationals have a 3-2 lead.
Now Morrison. Morrison is one of many that have lined out to center, and his chopper is right to Simmons, who makes the throw to first. Fish go down in order. Even Lil Jose likes Diamond Juice. He's got his own smoothie, dog. June 11th through Wednesday the 13th. All 3 games at 7:10. And on Wednesday, all fans in attendance get a MLB Network drawstring bag. Get your tickets early. Call 1-877-MARLINS or go to marlins.com today. It's been a frustrating night for Anibal Sanchez and the Marlins. Tim Hudson right now, 4-hit shutout. And Sanchez turns and delivers to Jason Hayward, and it misses outside. Hayward, Andrelton Simmons, and then Tim Hudson, and Sanchez misses in. This is the part of the order that really got to Sanchez in the fourth. After the Ugla homer, Freeman, Hayward, and Simmons all had base hits. And that's how the Braves got their second run of that inning. You know, Atlanta comes in at 29 and 25. It's amazing that the Braves have been so good this year, except for an 8-game run in which they lost 8 in a row. That ended on the 28th of May. And then Freddie's ball club has won 3 of 4 since, including that split, the 2-game split in Washington. One of those games was rained out.
It was kind of hard to figure with the pitching, the lineup that they have. But it certainly didn't take them long to put it back together.
Andrelton Simmons is up. Hayward is back in. Hayward has 9 stolen bases. Simmons was a little banged up near the end of spring training, and Taylor Pasternicki, another young shortstop in their system, made the club. Simmons drives that ball in left center field. That one's going to get to the wall. Easily scoring Hayward. Simmons is thinking 3, and he's gonna get there. And the Braves have their 4th run. Simmons has driven in 2.
Biggest night for this young shortstop in his early career. Got his first RBI, now his first triple. He's hit a couple of balls really well. He was hitting .292 in 43 games in AAA. Just starting to settle in now for the Braves. And they hope they have their shortstop for the next 10 or 15 years in Andrelton Simmons.
Hudson takes a strike. If there was 1 out, you wouldn't be surprised if Freddie Gonzalez were to squeeze.
Yeah,
him.
and a lot of managers would do it on that first pitch after the excitement of a triple. But you're right, with nobody out, probably not going to happen.
Because he's got somebody behind Hudson in Constanza who could drive in the run. Of course, he could always squeeze with Constanza, too.
He was a pretty good bunter.
Hudson's 0 for 2. Infield's in. And Hudson hits a fly ball down the right field line. That's deep enough to score the run. Stanton is in fair territory, makes the catch, and Tim Hudson drives home run number 5 for the Atlanta Braves.
You know, it's amazing when you look at the matchup. Anibal Sanchez and the Braves, and it's one that he's going to have to turn around because it's a ball club he's going to have to face a lot of times. But his last 6 starts going into this one against the Braves, 0-5 and an ERA over 6.
Constanza fouls it back. His last win against the Braves, May of 2010.
And Rich, it hasn't been Chipper Jones doing any damage. It hasn't been Brian McCann doing any damage tonight.
No, as we talked about, the top 3 in the order, Bourne, Prado, McCann, combined are 0 for 9. But Ugla's got 2 hits in the cleanup spot, a homer and a double. Simmons has driven in 2 with a triple and a single. There's Chipper. 1-1. Ground ball short. Reyes scoops it. Throws on the run. We check in with Allison Williams. A-Dub.
Guys, technology has certainly influenced how we watch the game, play the game, and now even eat at the game. Before you come out to Marlins Ballpark, I suggest you download the At the Ballpark app. From there, you can order food from your seat. I'm going to do it now. It's pretty easy. You just hit place order, put in your section. I'm by section 21. It gives you then options of where you can eat near you. We've got Sir Pizza, Burger 305. I'm a pizza girl, so we're going with Sir Pizza. I'll put in the order, pay from my phone, and then apparently, if all works out correctly, I can just walk right up. There's an express line and pick up my food and be good to go without missing much of the action. So I'm going to complete the order here, and I will check back and let you guys know how it all works out.
Well, hold on. Why don't you order a little something for Tommy and I?
You guys already got your smoothies, and I didn't see any coming down my way. So
there is one extra one up here if you'd like.
Are you trying to bribe me with a smoothie for my pizza?
Yes.
That is not a fair exchange.
Or just a little extra to your order.
We'll see. We'll see what we can work out.
All right, thank you. Michael Bourne is up. That is a cool app because no matter what ballpark you're in, you can order depending on the ballpark. You just dial up, say if this game were in Atlanta, Turner Field. You could do the same at Turner Field, at the ballpark. That pitch foul back. The leaders of the game brought to you by Nissan. Hit leaders, Michael Bourne. Melky Cabrera is above and beyond at 82, but look at Bourne. That one rides in on Bourne. He fouls it back.
It's almost now when Melky gets one hit, it's a bad game.
It's amazing to think that Melky Cabrera was released by the Atlanta Braves.
Yes.
And having watched him play that season, I would have released him too.
Yeah, you and I talked about that during the Giants series. A totally different looking player with the Giants than he was when he was with the Braves.
Of course, he signed with Kansas City after he was released by the Braves. Had a great year with the Royals last year. Royals figured they'd sell high. They got Jonathan Sanchez in the deal from the Giants. Sanchez has not had a good year this year. And, of course, Melky, nobody can get him out, including the Marlins. Bourne fouls it off. Michael Bourne in the leadoff spot. Anibal Sanchez has thrown 108 pitches. You saw Dan Jennings in the pen. And so the last inning you would expect for Sanchez. Fastball up. Raj from Coral Springs. I want to take my family to Marlins Park. I need to know the fastest route. Line drive left field. Coughlin has it. Fastest route from Coral Springs. I would know.
You would know.
That's where
I
live.
Good question for you.
That's where I live. It depends on the time. If you're coming down like on a Saturday or a Sunday, shoot down the Sawgrass 75, do the 826, 836, and come in and take, I believe it's the it's the ballpark exit. You can see it coming right off the Dolphin Expressway. It's a horrific way to come. 27th Avenue, the exit. You just drop right off and you arrive at Marlins Park. There's a liner into right field. Prado singles. If you're coming down on a weeknight, say 5:30, 6 o'clock, the best way to come is Sawgrass to 595, go 595 to the Turnpike, Turnpike South to 95, 95 get in the express lanes, and then you take the Dolphin and take 14th Avenue exit, and there you are. 12th, I think. Oh, really? I take 14th. Oh.
You always do things differently.
Jose Cuervo. 5-0 Atlanta on top. As long as we get here on time is the Jose Cuervo call to the bullpen. Fish. He'll face Brian McCann, who stands in to start the 7th in a fast-moving ball game. And McCann takes outside. Jennings inherits a couple runners with 2 outs. The Marlins have just 4 hits. The Braves have knocked 9 hits out of Anibal Sanchez and knocked Sanchez out of the game.
Yeah, I think in a perfect world, Ozzie was hoping Sanchez would finish the 7th inning.
Ain't no living in a perfect world, Tommy Hutton.
Not in baseball. I know that.
Couple of 2-out hits. Michael Bourne, Martin Prado. You got Ugla on deck. Jennings, the rookie. Misses in with a fastball. It's an email Twitter Tuesday. Back into the box we go. Shout out to Cypress Bay High School class of 2012. They graduated at the ballpark yesterday. They had a graduation here at the ballpark yesterday. I did not know that.
Yes, Vice President Biden was the keynote speaker.
No kidding.
Yeah, had a great line, actually. They had the speaker's podium at home plate, and he said one of his dreams in life was always to be at home plate at a major league ballpark.
Did the home run sculpture go off?
At graduation, I'm not sure.
That would be a fitting thing on a graduation. McCann walks, and now Jennings, who you would think would have liked the lefty-lefty matchup better than this. Now he has to face Ugla, who has doubled and homered and bounced out. Bags loaded. Fastball fouled back out of play. Super Bungalow. Watching in England. How come the Marlins lose every game that he stays up to watch? The last one he stayed up Friday in Philadelphia. Pitch outside. Braves at every base. Bourne, Prado, McCann. Atlanta's been playing well over the last 4 games. They've won 3 of the 4. And the Braves play well historically here in South Florida. Ugla fouls it back. Atlanta has won 7 of their last 9. Of course, Freddie raised in Miami.
Now the Marlins just 6-12 against the Braves last year.
Jennings misses away. Two and 2 with 2 outs. Ugla's homer was his 9th. He's driven in 33. And now the count full at 3-2. Ozzie Guillen bringing in Jennings. He walked McCann. And that has loaded him up for Ugla. There's nobody in the Marlins pen right now. Ugla ground ball, base hit left field. 1-run home. And Prado's going to score as well. And Dan Ugla, 3 RBIs tonight. The Braves crack it wide open, 7-0.
Now Dan Ugla has returned once again to South Florida and shown that it doesn't matter what ballpark he hits in, be it Sun Life or Marlins Park. Big night for Uggs.
All he needs is a triple to hit for the cycle.
Tough part about that, those 2 runs tagged on to the line of Anibal Sanchez. So in 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. That puts a dent in the ERA.
Freddie Freeman now. Freeman a 1 for 3 night. And apparently going with contacts tonight instead of the prescription sports glasses. It took about 3 or 4 days before he was able to get those ordered and delivered. Ones that were to his liking.
Yeah, he had a few days where he wasn't playing. But boy, did he have a big rookie season last year. Freddie Freeman, 282, 21 home runs, and really made the transition. You and I saw him early in the year, and the next time we saw him, he was a much better hitter.
He has turned out to be a much more productive left-handed bat than Jason Hayward. Hayward slumped last year, his sophomore year. Freeman swings and misses. Freeman's driven in 35 this year. And were it not for Craig Kimbrell, Freddie Freeman would have been the Rookie of the Year. He was runner-up to the Braves closer. And Freeman, like Giancarlo Stanton, is just 22.
So a couple of guys over the next number of years will do a lot of battling against each other.
Speaking of battling, the Mets and the Nationals are playing tonight. That's in the top of the 8th inning, and it's 3-2 Nationals. Coughlin is back, and he's there, and he makes the catch, and a long inning comes to a close. 4 more runs for the Braves and a 7-0 lead.
Has had the privilege of broadcasting, and it's very special to all of us through the Fox family, whether it's the regionals or the network.
And of course, Major League Baseball All-Star Game is only on Fox. Home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the Major League Baseball All-Star Game Tuesday, July 10th, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, on Fox from Kansas City. Tim Hudson is up with a fastball.
Boy, there's just a lot of things that don't fit in this game. Hudson's last 2 outings, one against Washington, one against St. Louis. He gave up 12 earned runs, 7 in one game, 5 in the other. And tonight, a shutout through 6.
Peterson, Buck, Coughlin in the bottom of the 7th. Now the Braves are in territory where they generally lock it down and finish things. The Braves, when leading after 6 innings this year, are 23-0. And that trio last year, O'Flaherty, Venters, and Kimbrell, that 3-headed monster out of the pen, were so good until the very, very end. Peterson walks. Hey, let's check in with Allie, see if she got her food.
There we go. Look at that. Efficient and with a smile. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
No line, no waiting. This is the way to go. And your pizza is hot and ready. Look at this. Yum. You guys aren't getting any of that. Sorry. Rich, Tommy, back to you guys.
Wow. Coming from the social media contestant, those are harsh, biting words.
I'll give you another harsh, biting statistic, and it's zeroed on the Marlins and their status in this game right now. Tim Hudson, in his long career, we mentioned 184 career wins. When he receives 4 or more runs while he's still in the game, and I think you can figure that out, that's this one right here. He's 145-5.
It's pretty good. Buck gets a breaking ball and hammers it to left field. It's deep. Reaching up is Constanza at the warning track. The Braves have a ton of speed in the outfield, and they have shown it. Bourne robs Stanton, and Constanza robs Buck.
When you hit that ball and you're John Buck, you can just shake your head and say, yeah, that's the way it's been. He swung the bat much better tonight. He was 1 for 1 going into that at bat. Thought he had himself extra bases, and we talked about it early in the game when we pointed out the defense of the Braves. They really have 2 center fielders out there in Constanza and the 2-time Gold Glover Michael Bourne in center.
Here's Coughlin. He's lined to center and bounced into a fielder's choice, and Hudson misses outside. Peterson at first. Marlins trying to get on the board. Down 7-0 to the Atlanta Braves. Speaking of all-star games, the man in an email, actually a tweet, wants to know, when will the Marlins get an all-star game here in Miami? Next year, Citi Field gets the all-star game in New York. It generally goes American League, National League.
Then that would go into an American League team the next year. I mean, the Marlins have an excellent chance. There are some other teams, though, too, that would be in the running.
Baseball has a tendency to award or reward, maybe a better word, cities that have new ballparks with an all-star game. Bouncer up the middle. That looks like 2. Smells like 2. It is a double play. Simmons fires it over to first. 7-0 Atlanta. Tommy Hutton, and our new analyst joins us now, Andrew Haney. Andrew, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Andrew Heaney, the first pick for the Marlins in the draft out of Oklahoma State. And we saw him last night on MLB Network. Happy birthday, I guess, is the first thing we should say.
Well, thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, happy birthday, and also I want to know if you're still wearing the Marlins jersey.
I wore it pretty much all night last night, and then I've been carrying it around through the airport with the hat. And whenever I got home, my whole family had Marlins shirts on. They went out last night and bought Marlins shirts and Marlin hats and greeted me at the airport, and so it's been great. Everybody's really excited about it.
Jason Hayward lines one in the gap right center, and it's off the wall, and the Braves keep hitting. Dan Jennings still in there right now. Hayward with a leadoff double. We're talking with the Marlins' first-round pick, the 9th overall pick, Andrew Heaney, who led the NCAA with 140 strikeouts, finishing up a terrific junior season at Oklahoma State. Here was his reaction. There's the family. The Studio 42 at MLB Network. That's quite a place. Tommy and I had the tour there about a month ago. Did you guys get a chance to get around MLB Network and see the whole get-up there?
Yeah, we got there a little bit early and got to kind of walk around and get a sort of unofficial tour of everything. And it's a cool place. You know, I've seen it on TV, but seeing it in person is a lot different.
Andrew, give us a little background of your choice out of high school. You were drafted in the 24th round by Tampa and chose to go to Oklahoma State. Give us a little background on the choice there and what your decision-making was.
Out of high school, I never have been a big kid, but, I was 6'1", probably 150 pounds, and I wasn't really physically matured, and I kind of felt like, going to college and playing 3 years, the plan was, to keep pitching in a good conference and mature both physically and mentally and, with the team and everything. So that's kind of how I factored my decision.
What's your schedule from here? Are you headed to Miami? Are you going to work out for the team?
I have no idea. I actually just got back to Oklahoma today, and I'm just kind of waiting to hear the word and go wherever they send me.
Andrew Heaney is with us on the phone. The 1-2. And Simmons hits a ball to left field deep. Coughlin goes back. Warning track is there, and he makes the catch. Tagging at second is Hayward, and he'll get there on a long fly ball out from Simmons. Now, just in reading about your numbers and about the scouting report, many feel that you're not that far away from being a major league pitcher, having had the success in a very good conference in the Big 12. What are your strengths for you? And if you do enter professional baseball, you have the option certainly of, I guess, staying there for your senior year. But if you do become a Marlin, what are the things that you think you need to work on? What are your strengths?
Well, I felt like this year I really just attacked the zone with all my pitches and tried to get ahead of everybody. And, just basic fundamental things that sound so simple, but you don't realize it when you're not doing it. Throwing strikes sounds so elementary, but, getting ahead and being able to throw all your pitches for strikes, that's something I did really well this year. And I developed a slider that's kind of been an out pitch for me and gave me the ability to get swings and misses when I really needed them in critical moments. And, as far as improving, I still am, I'm pretty slight in stature, so I definitely need to grow and get stronger and kind of mature into my body. And so I'm hoping with, really focusing on baseball and, in my work and everything, I can make those improvements pretty quickly. And like you said, hopefully I'll move quickly through the system.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball out towards Infante. All right. Well, that's it. Inning over. Andrew Heaney, you could be our third analyst anytime, but I think you sign that contract first, and then we'll work on it. Congratulations, young man, and happy birthday.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Randall Delgado, Josh Johnson. Delgado at 3-5, Johnson at 3-3. Tonight has been Tim Hudson at his best.
Boy, I'll say Tim Hudson coming into this inning, 74 pitches through his first 7 innings.
Donnie Murphy getting a pinch hitting appearance here. Jose Reyes, Omar Infante to follow. Marlins in the bottom of the 8th being shut down by Hudson. Here's a question for you, Tommy Hutton. 184 and 99 is Hudson's career record.
Yes.
And his ERA is a nice 3.43. He certainly has pitched in a hitter's era as Murphy goes down swinging. If he has another 3-4 years and he gets into the 220, 225 range, and his winning percentage is still where it is, and his ERA is still where it is he a Hall of Fame candidate?
Well, he's a candidate, yeah, certainly. I'll give you another number that blew me away today. We talked about his 184 wins. And he's doing it quickly tonight.
Reyes still left.
With Atlanta, he's 92 and 60. We mentioned this is his 8th year with Atlanta. In Oakland, he was 92 and just 39. So he's won 92 games with each Atlanta and Oakland.
I don't think there's any question that the bar for pitchers is a little different, much like the bar for hitters is as compared to, say, 20, 25 years ago. For hitters, that bar has been raised because of the smaller ballparks, steroids, all of those things that have contributed to inflated offensive numbers over the last 20 years. If that's true, then certainly you've got to lower the bar for pitchers. And I think that, one of the guys that we've talked about is Pedro Martinez, because he obviously didn't get to 300 wins, but he was dominant.
However, if you compare those two,
Pedro was more dominant.
Extremely more dominant than Tim Hudson.
A lot more hardware.
Yeah.
Pedro finished with 219 wins and just 100 losses. His ERA was under 3 at 2.93. Infante rolls it to third. Prado to first. I'm with you on that. I think Pedro's in easily, but Hudson needs another 4 or 5 years of numbers that he's got. TV today and see every Marlins out-of-market game live on your favorite device in HD quality. Visit Marlins.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Chad Godin into the ball game for the Fish. Godin takes over for Dan Jennings. on a night where Anibal Sanchez just flat didn't have it. He could not get the middle of the Braves order out, or Andrelton Simmons.
Now, we told you before the game that in Anibal Sanchez's last 10 starts, in 8 of those starts, he'd given up 2 earned runs or less. Tonight wasn't one of those nights. And you just have to, as a pitcher, as a pitching coach, you kind of throw that aside. You start preparing for your next start. I always thought the toughest part about being a starting pitcher, there are a lot of benefits, I think, but the toughest part is that you do have to wait 5 days for that next outing. An everyday player, he can have that bad night and he's back out there the next night.
It's like you as a pinch hitter.
Sometimes you have to wait, yeah.
Godin enters at the top of the order. Michael Bourne fouls it back. Cliff Lee tonight is shutting out the Dodgers 1-0 in the top of the 8th.
And Washington is still leading 3-2 against the Mets in the 8th inning. Washington, I believe, Jordan Zimmerman on the mound tonight.
Falcon fan wants to know, as long as you're talking about All-Stars, what about Brave All-Stars? What about Brandon Beachy for the All-Star game?
Yeah, we find ourselves not talking as much about the pitchers because the manager picks the pitching staff. But certainly is going to be someone that will be considered. And I think more and more we're seeing every once in a while, Heath Bell has been campaigning for Steve Cishek. And I think over the last few years we've seen that setup guy who's had a really good year. We've seen them in the All-Star game because that kind of guy's needed in the All-Star game.
Godin with a nasty breaking ball and Bourne goes down. Beachy wouldn't be a bad choice in 11 starts. He's been a real nice story. His ERA is under 2 at 1.87. His record is at 5-4. Braves haven't scored him a ton of runs. And by the way, Jonathan Herrera just knocked out, figuratively, Cliff Lee by knocking one off the top of the wall. There's a look at Beachy, our good buddy Matt Diaz. There's a strike.
Yeah, a couple guys we always have fun talking to. Diaz, David Ross.
I told Diaz that we still have the tape of him last year explaining to fans who always write us on nights like this that we're mispronouncing his name, and it should be Diaz. His family, as he explained in that tape, and that was while he was with the Pirates early last year, has always pronounced it Diaz. So, and he apologized for that. Not that he needed to, but he's a very polite guy. Here's the 1-1. Prado swings. Elian Herrera, the Los Angeles Dodger who just knocked out.
Got a big hit last night in that game.
Here's the 1-2. Liner into center field. That's a base hit. Peterson picks it up. Well, he just drove in 2, and the Dodgers now lead the Phillies 2-1.
So Cliff Lee will not get another win. Cliff Lee came into that game 0-2 with an ERA right at 3. I wonder if the Phillies are still waiting word on that second opinion on Roy Halladay.
I have not seen anything cross the wires today. You would think that would be news trumpeted across baseball, even if it's exactly what the first opinion was, which was a lat injury, which would take 3 weeks of inactivity and then ramp him back up probably 2 months out of the rotation. We get a lot of Allison Williams fan mail on email nights.
Oh, are we back speaking with Allison now?
Yeah.
Thinking that she didn't bring any of that pizza up here?
It wasn't big enough to share. I'm sorry. You see how little it was? I can't blame
We're back on speaking
I'll make
terms.
it up to you guys.
Not as little.
I owe you one.
A little pizza for little Jose, I think. Here's the 0-2. That ball's cranked to right field. Stanton is there. And he makes the catch. Fan wants to know, Allison, are you making the trip to Boston? I don't think you are, right?
I am not. That is Craig's trip.
Okay.
I've never been to Boston, never been to Fenway. So that's definitely on my list of places to visit, but I will not be heading up there with the team.
All right. And another fan wanted to know, what is Lil Jose's Twitter handle?
It is at Lil Jose 7. Is there an underscore in there, though, I think?
Underscore
yeah,
between.
At Lil underscore Jose 7, right?
At Lil underscore Jose 7.
What's that?
The underscore is between, there it is, the Lil and the Jose.
Yes. That's where he's at, and I think he's doing quite well on Twitter. I hung out with him a little bit tonight. He was a little quiet, but we took some pictures in the concourse, and I think he's enjoying his tour around Marlins Park here tonight. I think he might be in the Clevelander, if I had to guess right about now.
Yeah, you're going to have trouble dragging him out of there.
Yeah.
His off day yesterday will be chronicled on Marlins Live, which for Marlins fan will probably be a lot more exciting than highlights. This is tonight.
I need the hand of the shot.
The production value is just off the charts with Lil Jose. He was probably headed to the team store to see all the other Lil Jose's. Ugla, look at the night he's had. 3 for 4. Homer, double, single. And Godin misses down low. And it's 2-1.
Had one tweet asking, I think we've answered this, why you and I don't have our own Twitter handles.
Here's the 2-2. It's in. We do at FS Marlins.
Yeah, I think they meant our own personal.
Probably because we don't see the need to let people know we're picking up our dry cleaning or mowing the lawn. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Oh, man. Ugla to deep left center field. Look out! Wow! Dan Ugla returns to Miami, his first ball game at Marlins Park, and he's hit 2 monstrous home runs.
We saw Giancarlo take one to the right and a little bit at the base of the home run sculpture. Dan Ugla went straight at it, and he'll always remember this because it's number 200 in his career. More home runs than any second baseman over the last 6 years. He has just been a power machine, and that ball was really smoked.
That one is banged up the middle. I think Ugla's home run hit right in the middle of that home run sculpture and hit the sun. I mean, like right off the sun. And it burned up on re-entry. Bang. Good Lord. Nothing. Braves on top. And a fastball from Godin is high.
Well, when Dan Ugla gets in one of those streaks, it'll be interesting to see how Josh Johnson pitches him tomorrow night.
Hayward fouls it. 2 outs in the ninth, 2 runs across. Another Ugla home run. A 5 RBI night. Had he stopped at third, he would have had a cycle.
They're still talking about it.
432 feet, and I would guess that once Hit Tracker gets a hold of that and gives you the true distance, That one pulled foul. The true distance on that has got to be 440-ish, 450-ish, because the sun on that thing is as high as the Budweiser bar. That's about 50 feet up there.
Right in there on the sun. Bingo.
So you should win something for that. I mean, there should be some sort of a prize. Aside from a major league salary, which is quite nice. Here's the 1-2.
Which is Dan Ugla has.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. What was the old ballpark that had the sign, hit the sign and win a suit?
A lot of old minor league parks had that. Get 4 hits, you'd win something. Hit the sign, you'd win a suit.
What was the oddest thing that you won in the minor leagues? I know you won a couple batting titles in the Coast League.
Yeah, I won a little TV once for a 5-hit game.
Like a little Jose TV?
It was like a little 6-inch portable TV.
Liner in the left. Conklin picks it up, and there are Braves at the corners now. Hayward sets runners at the corners now with 2 outs, and Godin is just trying to get out of this inning alive. Ozzie Guillen.
Not much you can do right now if you're Ozzie Guillen, except scratch your head that way.
Marlins haven't had one of these in a while. A ball game where they've just been skunked. 9-0. And of course, Hudson is only at 92 pitches. He's on deck. Andrelton Simmons, and boy, has he had a nice night too. He's knocked home a run with a triple and an RBI single. And it's 2-0. Fans immediately wanting to know if the 10-run reel is in effect if the Braves score here. And we're going to have to go to the crack staff for that, because Simmons drives in his third of the night, and it's 10-0.
Yep, Simmons with his third base hit. Marlins are going to have to go over the scouting report on him. Not so sure if once you get to the 9th inning and you're getting pounded, the 10-run reel is into effect. But I was going to get back to the 5-hit game and the little TV story. I think I've told it before, but Spokane team, the team that I was on in Spokane, is where you won that. We were playing the Phoenix team, the affiliate of the Giants, and Jim Barr was pitching. He would go up the next day, actually. He was getting called up, and he was just getting in the game to get some work. And Dave Rader was the catcher. And I step in to hit, and he goes, "You want to win a TV?" I said, "Sure." So he told me what was coming. But this is a great example of when you're just trying to hit a single, which I was trying to do, and then I was going to get picked off. He was going to let Barr pick me off. He had a good move. I hit it out. I hit a home run, though.
So you made a deal with Dave Rader that if he told you what was coming,
yeah,
you would get a base hit, but then you'd get picked off.
Yeah, and we all knew that Barr was getting called up to the Giants the next day. The problem was I hit it out. I hit a home run.
Here's the 0-1. And it's down low. All right, here's the deal.
So things like that happen in the minor leagues.
For all of you out there that want the 10-run reel, the crack staff has said that the 10-run reel is not loaded yet, and it's so late in the game that loading it might not happen. Would you settle for more camera 12? Answer, please, on Twitter. There's a liner down the right field line, and it's foul. Jeff wants to know, can Lil Jose pitch?
Ozzie may.
We may find out.
May find out, yeah.
All right, we don't have the 10-run reel loaded, but here's more camera 12 at the Cleveland. There we go. See, now this, I think this is what a lot of guys were hopeful for. Some camera 12, Cleveland or Cam. Godin misses outside. Yeah, overwhelming yes on the camera 12 coming in on Twitter. Here's the 2-2. Hudson into left field. That's a base hit. Coghlan over to pick it up. Hayward's going to score. And it's a rout. It's 11-0. Tim Hudson's driven in 2 runs. No one throwing in the Marlins pen. This is a tough spot for Chad Godin because obviously the Marlins don't want to burn up anybody in their pen. But right now Godin can't get anybody out. And here is Constanza.
You know, the Braves have put together some big innings in this game. Hit 2 runs and 4 hits in the 4th. 4 runs and 4 hits in the 7th. 4 runs so far here in the 9th.
So another run, which means fans still clamoring for camera 12 in lieu of the 10-run reel. And in the name of ratings, why not give the people what they want? No way. Now, how does that happen?
How did little Jose get out there so fast?
Why? He has a smile on his face. Here's a 1-2. Strike 3 called outside corner. And the inning is over. The Braves lead it 11-0. Another bomb from Uggs. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Checkers. Feast on. In Miami tonight, it's all Atlanta. Let's check in with Allison Williams. Hey, Dub.
No 10-run reel tonight, but we will, as always, have our Checkers Marlins live post-game show you. We will be live from here at the ballpark with Jeff Conine and Craig Minervini. Here's what the guys are working on for you. They'll take a look at Anibel's rough night as Sanchez goes 6 2/3 innings, giving up 8 hits and 7 runs. A very Sanchi-like performance by him on the mound. And Ugla powers the Braves. Dan Ugla, former Marlin, first game here at the new park, and he blasts 2 monster home runs. And how about that? Lil Jose's adventures around the park. You don't want to miss that. We will have it all for you here here on Marlins Live for our post-game show. We'll also have Jose's off day as well. So all of his adventures of little Jose for you on our Checkers Marlins Live post-game. Guys.
All right, we look forward to that, certainly. 11-0 Atlanta. And Donovan Solano, who is 5 for 9 this season, gets the pinch hit against Tim Hudson, who spins one up there for a strike. We've got a few Donovan Solano tweets and emails tonight. Brett wants to know, when players like Donovan Solano or Kevin Madison or Justin Ruggiano get called up, where's Scott Cousins?
He is in AAA. Okay year, nothing great.
Solano is certainly a different call-up because he's an infielder. Little tapper. Prado double clutched. Safe. And Solano beat it. Prado, of course, is a very good infielder. Has been playing left field ever since Ugla arrived last year, and Chipper is healthy enough to play third. But when Chipper goes down, Prado's the guy they slide in.
Yeah, he makes that move from left field to third base.
E5.
And charged with an error there.
And here is Ruggiano. I think if Scott were having a great year in AAA, he might have gotten a call. One of the reasons Ruggiano was called up is that he's a right-handed bat, and the Marlins were left-handed bat heavy. Ruggiano can also play center field. Cousins can play center, but I think the right-handed bat and the fact that Ruggiano is having a great year at AAA with the Astros before the Marlins traded for him and then called him up, and he's played well. Ruggiano had 3 hits, including a home run on Friday.
Had a couple of hits in that game and may get a start in the 3rd game of this series. The Braves will throw the left-hander Mike Minor.
Dodgers have a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 9th in Philadelphia. And you can see Hudson some low pitch innings. Base hit, another hit for Ruggiano.
It's interesting how Ozzie has worked things here. He had Solano pinch hitting for Hanley, Ruggiano pinch hitting for Giancarlo. You give a little incentive to a couple of guys who are going to go up there and have good at bats. And it's going to keep him in the lineup. And as I said, Ruggiano may get the start against Minor. And right now, Hudson's thinking about trying to nail it down. He has 12 career shutouts. He'd like to get his 13th.
The Marlins are not cooperating. Here's Morrison now. Morrison is 0 for 3. You knew this was bound to happen. GR3 has tweeted, as you see Christian Martinez warming up. Can you guys show the Amezaga play from the Mexican League? That's on the 10-run reel. And again, our apologies. The crack staff caught napping in the 9th when it became a 10-run game. We've been able to show you Cleveland or Cam a few times just to try to hold you over. Or camera 12, better known as Cleveland or Cam. Lil Jose and his off-day adventures on the postgame. That's all we can humbly offer you tonight.
We offered you Andrew Heaney, the Marlins' first pick.
That one fouled off. HS Pace wants Ozzie to let Big Z hit.
Well, the thing about that, you would save Big Z for a close game if really necessary. You'd hate to have Zambrano go up there and swing the bat and pull a muscle in a game like this. So that's probably not an option right now.
Yes, I would agree with you. You only want to use them when you need them. Morrison hits a pop to shallow left. Constanza is there. But in case you missed it, here's a 420-foot homer. And watch, the outfielders don't move. Oh, you didn't get to see him, but we saw him, and they didn't move. Trust us. The Mets and the Nationals 4-4 in the bottom of the ninth. Here it's all Atlanta. Dan Uggla, a monster game, 2 homers. Peterson pulls one. Freeman is really good at first.
He's been robbed twice. Brian Peterson lined out in the second inning. Got robbed there by Freddie Freeman. And Hudson now an out away from that 13th career shutout.
And it's John Buck, who was walked, singled, and he is lined out.
You know, there've been in this group some balls hit pretty hard, but one thing the Marlins are going to have to pick up is start getting some production and some consistency out of their left-handed bats. Tonight, the left-handed bats of Morrison, Peterson, and Coghlan are 0 for 10.
Buck, center field. That ball's deep. Bourne goes back. He's there, and he makes the catch. And allowed out to finish. And Tim Hudson gets his shutout. 11-0 Atlanta. Brian McCann, Tim Hudson embrace. An impressive night for the 36-year-old Hudson, who will turn 37 in July. He improves to 12-4 lifetime against the Marlins, 8-1 in South Florida. And Dan Uggla's first trip to Marlins Park, a memorable one, and he did some damage. We'll show you on Marlins Live, brought to you by Checkers.